Everybody on YouTube, this is Josh Cunningham here, Cunningham Cichlids. I'm going to do it real quick because I'm catching some undu reef, Copadochromis species undu reef, Greenface undu reef, wild caught fish here. I'm going to strip some fry from them, so I'll show you the process of me stripping fry, and then I'm going to do a water change on a couple tanks back here. So I figured I'll show you why I catch some fry. My catching abilities are not the best, so we'll see how long it takes to get these. There's 3 females in total out, and then I'll show you how I strip the fry from them. So bear with me while I try and catch the females. There's no really easy way to do this, so here's one right here. Here's one we got. I don't know if you can see too well, but right there. So we'll put her in a Tupperware dish I got back here. So right now we'll put her in that Tupperware dish, and I'll go try and get the other couple. I gotta find them now. There's another one right here. So we'll try and get this one here. We get them in a corner. Sometimes it's easier with a bigger net. And there's number 2. So here we have number 2 in here. So again, we're gonna put her in a Tupperware dish and grab the 3rd one. Let's see if we can't get the 3rd one. Do the same thing, coming up. This one went to this side, so got a second net to try and catch over here. And drive her from one side to the other, and alright, now she's back here by the sponge. I can't drive her out. Getting back by the sponge, see if I can't drive her out front a little bit here. I'm moving it. There we go. She came out. Now if I get her in the corner here. There we go. Now we got her, but what I'll do, since I only got 2 Tupperware dishes, is I'll leave her in the net for now, and then I will, cause I don't know what size fry I got from the females. So I have to see, I got a couple of Tupperware dishes depending on what size fry I have. I will, obviously separate if I have free swimmers versus eggs or heads and tails. I'll have to see what I got here. So what we'll do is we'll move over here and we'll check out what we got. So I have this little squirter bottle here I use once their mouth is opened. Everybody has their own technique, but I got this little squirter bottle I use to squirt their mouth once I hold them and hold their gills closed, and then I'm not an avid stripper, but can't really see, but I got her gills closed and her mouth open, and squirt water in her mouth and let her back in there because I don't want to keep her out too long. So this one gave me, I don't know if you can see there, if I turn it the right way maybe. So she gave me a whole bunch of eggs with heads and tails there. Just barely, maybe turned it down a little bit on the camera. There we go. You can see they're just barely heads and tails there. So we'll try and see what the other one female has here. One's holding longer than the other one, so that probably, makes sense obviously based on what. Alright, so now we'll check the second one and see what she has. So we'll grab her and try and do it so you guys can see a little bit better maybe this time, based on how I hold my hands. So I'm going to grab her again by her gills. And I'm going to go over, and I'm also going to come down a little bit and then I'm going to squirt the water in there with this, and it flushes the fry out. There's a lot of people use toothpicks and other mechanisms, and I just find this way works for me. And now I'm gonna grab the third one out of the net, and we're gonna try and see if she'll show us her mouth before I figure out which container I want to put her in based on how far their fryer developed. She's got pretty good developed fry, I can tell by the membrane, so we're gonna put them in the one we just used, and she's just spitting them all out there. So there's another. Then we're gonna put her back in the tank, and so now we got. Probably gonna have to put these guys in a tumbler. I was hoping I wouldn't have to tumble the eggs, but I guess I'm gonna have to put them in a tumbler because they're not fully developed like I would like. Probably should have waited a little bit longer. This female gave me. Let me turn you, see if I can flip it down a little bit again. Loosen this up. Not an avid filmer, guys, so sorry. But if I can tilt this down a little bit here, you can see a little bit there maybe. Just dump some water out for a second. I don't want to dump the fry out, but I don't need all that water. So there we go. So here you can see all down there in the corner. Got some heads and tails and some couple of different ones, but the ones with heads and tails will probably be fine. The other ones I'll have to put in a tumbler. So we'll go ahead and take a break for a minute, and then I'm gonna do some water changes, and then I'll come back. Alright, so one thing I will show you is to start doing water changes. What I do is I turn all the lights off in the aquarium, or just turn my power off to the aquarium for the heaters, the filters, and the lights. I have a Mag 12 pump here that I will turn on. I have a control, the little, I guess, push button switch, like you get for your remote control for the Christmas lights and stuff, that I have rigged to the water change bucket, or to the Mag 12, so I can turn it on and off real easy without unplugging it and messing with plugs. So it's in a switch, so that'll drain. We'll take 40 gallons of water out of this tank, and then I'll move down to my next two tanks. I'll take 40 gallons out of my Entabaneus Calisa tank and my you guys, show you these guys a little bit later, maybe tonight, we'll see, my Protomela species Hirte tank that rocking male with 3 females, and I got more coming from Butch, of course, at Southeast Cichlids. Some nice size ones he just got in from Germany for me. So I have a nice group of 3 males and 8 females. So it'll be an awesome group there in a 125. So let me do the water changes, and then I'll come back and we'll see where we're at. Alright guys, back again. So now what I'll show you is I got the tanks drained. Sorry, let me get my earpiece out. I was talking on the phone there. Anyways, reflection of light, but anyways, I got the aquariums drained. Like I said, I got 40 gallons taken out of the one I'm filling, which is my Entabaneus Calisa, and the tank I have to the left of it that has the wild Copadochromis species Greenface Undu Point, sorry, and I also had drained the bottom tank that has the Protomela species Hirte that I'll show you once I get done. So what I'm doing right now is filling them back up. I have your DIY type, you guys can see here, your DIY type filler that I'm using. It's just a 3/4 inch to 1 inch to a adapter to a T. I have a 100-foot garden hose, and I two shutoff valves here. One that's easy to turn. One if I have to use it, I can up here, but I shut it off mainly down here at the neck, where the faucet connector goes into the PVC. So turn it back on, and we'll fill these bad boys up. And real quick, what I'll show you too is where I drain my tanks. If you guys are interested to see that, I'll show you. Hold on one second. Alright, so this is how I drain my tanks. So again, I told you I took, here's the 3 trash cans I emptied, about 40 gallons a piece. I use my Mag 12 pump here, and that is pumping water through a 1-inch black vinyl hose, and it's pumping it out to my sewer in this drain pipe here. So I drain most of my big tanks that get drained. Tanks that get, you know, gets anywhere from 40 to 80 gallons get drained in these barrels, and then it gets pumped out into the sewer. So that way I don't have to worry about putting strain on my sump pump. So that's kind of how I get rid of my wastewater. Again, so you filling the tanks again. We got the adapter to the hose just hanging in the tank. So if we follow the hose over, it's a 100-foot hose, a Flexzilla hose that if it cuts, if it breaks, you can splice it back together so you're not buying another one. So and over here, we go over here. Water's coming in, cold water through my 2 carbon and my sediment filters, and then it's coming down to an instant hot water heater. And then again out the hose through the instant hot water heater. So the water is about 78 degrees right now. That's still going back in this tank, and we're filling it up about 5 gallons a minute. So it'll take a little bit to fill these up. Here's the Herte tank. They're back there out. There's the females, dark you can see. I'll show you when I turn the lights back on in the tanks, and then I gotta fill this other tank back up. So I'll be back momentarily. Alright guys, so now what I'll show you, water changes are done. Got the Copadochromis Greenface fry are put away. So now what I will show you is what I did with them. So here you can see that as I don't fall, here I have the fry from the 2 Copadochromis Greenface females in a this breeder box, just hanging out on a 20-gallon high with 2 Mumpalungu fry back there and a Calachromis Philospirillus utinta fry. So here we have these guys hanging out in here. Pretty good sized batches, if I do say so myself, from the 2 females. And then in here we have the rest in a tumbler as cobalt. I think it's the smallest size they make, the 45 or 55 now. I think the 55. It is. It was brand new. I just opened it, so figured these guys would be fine in here, and they'll mature. So that's 1 female's worth of brood there, and then there's two females worth of brood in here. All right, and here we go. Last tidbit. So here we have the tanks filled up now. They're filled up. Lights are back on. All the filters, the Seachem Tidal filters that I have hooked up are going, and everything's good. We'll go down here and give you a little sneak peek. Got the Copadochromis species Greenface Undu Reefs. Hanging out here, just awesome looking male right there. Man, he's nice. And then the other one is somewhere. There's the other one there. And then we have the Protomelus species Stephen I. Eastern. He's not as warm on camera as the other ones are, but waiting for him to get a female holding here. So we'll give her a take. And here's the species Herte that I said I would show. If he doesn't take off, we'll be scared here. Here's the Protomelus. There he goes a little bit. Species Herte. So really nice looking specimen. Really happy with him. And then tank's a little dirty. Apologize for the glass. We gotta clean it, but you get the gist. You can see. So he's hanging out in here with some females. With right now no decor, because I don't like putting decor in my tanks until I get the group settled. So once I get the others from Butch, then we will go through and do a tank setup, and we'll put some rocks and some plants and stuff in the aquarium. So again, let me see if I can get a close up of him. And he's really nice fish. I've never had this species before. I'm really happy with these guys. So we'll see what they turn out to be. But thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my video. I am doing a new series called Cichlid Species. I did last week on Parasipochromis negropinnus. This week I'm trying to figure out which one to do. Might do my Tropheus Red Rainbow Kazenga group. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.